Meeting is now being recorded, and I will now take the adherent for the Licensing Committee on Tuesday the 19th of March 2024. I can see that we have present Councillor Carmichael, Councillor Corbett, Councillor Cowie. I have apologies from Councillor Fagan. We also have present Councillor Marsh. I have apologies from Councillor McAdams. We have present Councillor McGeever, Councillor Shearer. I have apologies from Councillor Thompson. I have apologies from Councillor Toner, and we have Councillor Donnelly here substituting for her. There are also a number of officers present today. I'll hand back to yourself, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Carol. We'll go to item 1 of the agenda. Any declarations of interest? I don't see any. No. Okay, thank you. 2, the minutes of the previous meeting, pages 9 to 12. Any comments or observations? We agree the minutes? Minutes agreed. Thank you. Item 3, Donald, please.
Thank you, Chair. Item 3 is a report reviewing the standards for taxis and private hire cars. The committee is asked to approve the following recommendations. 1, that clause 2 of the standards for taxis and private hire cars be amended to provide that the upper age limit for any licensed saloon-type vehicle, that is non-purpose built vehicles, is increased from 10 years to 12 years. And secondly, that clause 8 relating to the requirement for a fire extinguisher to be fitted in the vehicle be deleted. The background and the present position are detailed in the report. The present position is that the upper age limit for vehicles is currently 10 years, and that there's currently a requirement for a fire extinguisher to be fitted in the vehicle. However, requests have been received from the trade for the upper age of vehicles registered as taxis and private hire cars to be increased to 12 years. And the reason for this is the trade has advised that this is due to the current cost of living crisis and the lack of availability of suitable second-hand cars. The view of the trade representatives expressed in the meetings of the taxi and private hire focus groups is that this has resulted in a reduction of invariability to provide a sufficient level of service to meet the needs of the travelling public. And in relation to the fire extinguisher being fitted to the vehicle, the trade has advised that this gives the impression to customers that the driver will tackle a fire in the vehicle, which is not the advice that the licensing section has been given by the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service. And in the circumstances, the trade feel that there should be no requirement to have a fire extinguisher fitted in the vehicle. There are no other amendments to the standards that are proposed, and that basically sums up the report, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Donald. Any comments? Councillor Shearer.
Thanks, Chair. I don't have any issue with the move from 10 years to 12 years because I can understand the logic behind that. I'm a wee bit perturbed about the fire extinguisher. I do understand that advice from Fire Service Scotland would be get out the vehicle and contact them and they'll deal with it. But I do feel that having a fire extinguisher on board discreetly in the boot or somewhere like that is not a bad thing to actually do. I mean, I have a fire extinguisher in my car that probably don't intend to fight any fires if my car burst into flames or I spotted a fire at the roadside, but I do have it just in case. And I think having a fire extinguisher on the vehicle somewhere out of the road that does not unduly upset the travelling public, I still think it's a good idea. It's an insurance policy, and maybe we should change the wording to advise that it's up to the drivers, but it's not a bad idea to carry it, but they're not under any obligation to fight fires. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you for that. Anyone else, any comments? No? Right, we'll keep coming back to your comments, David, yes. At the focus group meetings, when this item was discussed, the overall majority was to not to be mandatory to carry the actual fire extinguisher. However, they did say that quite a few of the drivers would prefer to keep them. Well, that is their choice, right? So it's going along those lines, and I think that's the policy that will be followed, quite frankly. Each individual driver will have the choice then to either have a fire extinguisher in the vehicle or not. All right? Come back in.
Thanks, Chair. If that is written into the policy that it's good advice to carry a fire extinguisher, but it's not mandatory,
Well, we
Then-
can certainly amend it that
Yeah.
way if that's it.
then I'd be
yeah.
happy to accept those
Right.
recommendations.
Everyone else agree with David's comments?
Agreed,
Yeah.
Chair.
Okay, great. We'll do that then. Donald, you make sure that's done, please. Okay, thank you. Thanks for that. Okay, well, we'll move on. Item 4, urgent business, of which I have none. Item 5, exclusion of the press and public. I can confirm that the public section of the meeting has now been concluded, and